behalf of DCPS Athletics, Interim Chancellor John Davis and Mayor Muriel Bowser, we would like to welcome you to the A. Washington Associates Blue Sky 47th Annual DCIAA Turkey Bowl. What an outstanding 2016 season it has been. And today we want to acknowledge and honor both teams on getting to such a historic event. The start of our program today, we'll begin with lunch. As we approach the Thanksgiving season, let us pause to give thanks and bless our meal today.
I'm truly honored to be here before you today to celebrate the 47th Annual DCIAA Turkey Bowl. What an amazing event. But I really am here to celebrate all of the people that make this event happen. So first, I would like all of the student athletes to please put their forks down, sorry to interrupt your eating, and please stand. Can we have all the student athletes stand? Well, that was gonna be the end of my, I should have said save your applause to the end because I was gonna give a little speech about that, but the student athletes' participation in the 47th Annual DCIAA Turkey Bowl is a high honor, indicative of one who has achieved significant success in the classroom as well as on the athletic field. Our student athletes personify the highest standard of service, leadership, and character. In every respect, they are model students and ones whom we have great respect and pride for. Please give your student athletes a round of applause. You guys can sit. Next, I would ask all of the coaches to please stand. If you are a coach, please stand. All of these coaches have personified what it means to be a successful coach. Their hard work and long hours have orchestrated this amazing opportunity for their student athletes. Please give all of our coaches a round of applause. You guys may sit. If you are an athletic director, an assistant principal, administrator, teacher, or principal in one of these exemplary schools, please stand. These school administrators have cultivated an atmosphere of excellence and have greatly contributed to why their student athletes and programs are here today. Thank you for your commitment to the athletics program and allowing your students to thrive. Please give our school administrators a round of applause. We would not be here today without the hard, dedicated, and endless work of the DCIAA staff and the Turkey Bowl Committee. I would now ask that if you are a member of the DCIAA staff or the Turkey Bowl Committee, to please stand. It is your commitment to ensure the best experience possible for our student athletes that I admire the most out of each of you. This event happens because of all of your efforts. Please give all of our staff members and Turkey Bowl Committee members a round of applause. Lastly, the DCIAA and the Turkey Bowl Committee would like to thank Mayor Muriel Bowser and Interim Chancellor John Davis for their support of this event. We would also like to thank our sponsors, A. Walsh & Associates, American Dairy, and Metropolitan Office Products. We would not be able to put on such a special event without their efforts and contributions. I look forward to an amazing game on Thursday and wish all of the students, coaches, and schools the best of luck. Next, I would like to introduce our Interim Chancellor, Mr. John Davis.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We have been here before, haven't we? 1 year ago today, both the same teams. Athletic Director Parente did a great job of thanking so many people that come together and work incredibly hard to get us to this point. But I want to shout out Coach Martin and Coach Fuller, because this is 2 years in a row that the same programs have shown this excellence. Can we give them a big round of applause? I also want to thank our sponsors because this is just a lovely way to kind of kick off the week and be ready for Thursday. But I also want to shout out and ask 4 different student athletes to stand. If I could have Alexis Gertis, Christian Calhoun, Khalid Shorter, and Charles Peeler to please stand, all 4 of you. Alexis has a 4.6 GPA. Khalid has a 3.8 GPA. Mr. Peeler has a 3.4 GPA. And Mr. Calhoun has a 3.97 GPA. Let's give them a round of applause. I know there's more than just the 4 of them. You all can sit. I know there's more than just the 4 of them that are on honor rolls and have done just wonderful in the classroom as well as on the field, but that's what I want to get across to all of you. The hard work and dedication that you show on the field translates into the classroom, translates into the community, and for you to be leaders moving forward. A lot of you are seniors, a lot of you heading off to college, career, and you're going to be leaders because of the great things that you've been taught on the field. I need for you all to remember this, to savor this week, to have a wonderful week, have a wonderful game, a great Thanksgiving, and good luck to both teams. Let's give them another round of applause. And with that, I'd like to introduce our biggest supporter, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to come and also wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving and tell you how proud I am of you. I want to thank Chancellor Davis for his wonderful remarks and leadership. Give Chancellor Davis a big round of applause. And also the athletics department, and we certainly want to welcome you, Ms. Parenti, to DC Public Schools family. The council members who are here, who are so focused on making sure we are investing in the public schools and all aspects of the public schools, in academics and extracurricular activities, and certainly in athletics. So let me thank you, Jack Evans from Ward 2. Give Jack a big round of applause. And Robert White, our new at-large council member. Welcome, Robert White. And our soon-to-be Ward 7 council member, Vince Grey. Give him a big round of applause. So, like the chancellor said, you've worked all year. You know what excellence in the classroom is, and you know what excellence on the field is. You know what it means to be good sportsmen and great competitors, and the lessons that you're going to learn and take with you throughout your life. You'll never forget these experiences in high school. I think all the adults in the room will tell you some of our best friends we made in high school. Some of the people that are going to carry you through every aspect of your life may be one of your teammates. So you're making friends, you're learning the discipline that it takes to get through life, because one thing in life we know, we win some and we lose some. There are ups and there are downs, but the discipline and the perseverance that you find at Wilson and Woodson and your athletic experience will carry you throughout your lives. So I want you all to have fun, be safe, play hard, and no matter what, on Thursday, DC Public Schools is going to win. Give yourselves a round of applause. So thank you very much, and I think with that, do I have the pleasure of introducing the council members to the stage? Let me turn it back over to DCPS Athletics, and again, happy Thanksgiving and good luck.
Thank you so much, Mayor Bowser. We certainly want to give our council members time on the mic. I am truly honored to actually introduce this particular council member, Mr. Robert White. I feel myself getting really old now with this introduction, is that I actually taught him. He was in one of my English classes just many years ago at Archbishop Carroll, so I'm excited to bring him up and allow him some time on the microphone. Thank you.
What you'll find out as you get older is that anybody who taught you in high school, you still address them by their last name. So everybody else here's first names, that's still Mr. Foster to me. I'm Robert White. I'm the new at-large council member. Really excited to be here, excited about your game on Thursday. Now, I don't have a favorite in this, but I do want to say my parents met at Woodson. I know. But, I just want to say, one thing that you're learning now that you'll continue to learn, there's no better example for what you are going to face in life than sports. Because the reality is, in sports and in life, sometimes you get knocked down, and what do? You get back up and get to work. That's what all of you athletes are doing. I'm so proud of you all being not just athletes, but scholars. My hat goes off to the 4 students who were mentioned earlier, who are honor roll students. I encourage everybody to continue to down that path. But excited for you. I'm very excited for your future, and excited to serve you on the city council. Thanks so much.
Mr. Evans, Mr. Gray.
Thank you. Great to see you. Good afternoon, everybody. Isn't it a great day to be here today? So, I'm a former high school football player myself. Now, when we played with the leather helmets back in the day, not really, it was quite an experience. And I just wanted to relate a little bit to all of you in the room, because the upcoming game on Thursday is going to be a great game. And I remember in my 4 years, from my freshman to senior year when I played high school football, all the ups and downs that took place. We had winning seasons, not so great seasons, and we even had an undefeated season. But the most important game for me was the last game of my senior year. So for many of you who are freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, next year will come. For those who are seniors who are really good, there will be games in college. And for the other seniors, this could be the last time you actually play organized football. And that was my situation. And I remember the last game of the season and playing that game. And it was one of those, I just wanted to, win. You just wanted to win because it was the last game you were playing. And it was also the last game because it meant so many things. What football meant to me and organized athletics meant to me is the whole team spirit that comes around. The band of brothers, so to speak, approach, where you're out there with a group of individuals day after day, week after week, year after year, through, and particularly for football, through the hot weather in that summer and the days like today where it couldn't be colder out with that wind, right? And I remember the story where we played in a stadium. This is up in Pennsylvania, and across the street was a bakery, okay? And so when it got to be October and it started getting dark out, and it's 5 o'clock and it's dark and it's cold, and you're doing we used to call them suicides, where you run up, touch the line, run back, run up, touch the line, run back. And they're making bread at the factory. And you could smell that. And to this day, if I smell anybody baking anything, my memory is of those suicides running up and back. And it's so powerful. So I have to share with you, though, a story. When I first went out for football, I said to the coach, "Coach, what do you want me to play?" He said, "Well, I want you to play end, guard, and tackle." I said, "End, guard, and tackle? That's a lot, Coach." He said, "Yeah, I want you to sit at the end of the bench, guard the water bucket, and tackle anybody who comes near it. That's who we play. End, guard, and tackle." So that's what I did. I started out at end, guard, and tackle. So, in any event, I want to say good luck. Good luck to everybody playing. It's going to be a fabulous game. 2 teams who have met last year, meeting again this year. And remember, there is nothing more powerful, in my view, and football happens to be my sport. I like basketball, baseball, and everything, but football is my sport. There's nothing more powerful than high school football. Nothing more fun to watch, nothing more fun to play in. So you're all blessed to have this opportunity, and good luck to both teams. And thank you. And our next speaker, I'm not going to introduce him, but the next speaker is a great friend of mine. He happens to be Vince Gray, one of the best high school football players ever to play in the district. He's the one who invented this lunch. And so there may be nobody here who remembers that. But it was 8 or 9 years ago that Vince was chairman of the council and came up with the idea of let's get both teams together at the Verizon Center, one of our main sports venues in the city, and celebrate the achievements of both of these teams. And so when Vince gets up to speak, remember that particular part. Without him, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Evans and Mr. Vincent Gray, please.
Thank you. Well, I want to thank you all for that very nice introduction. I want to thank Jack for that story. I was just saying, Jack, that every time I hear that story, it cracks me up. And you know, and Jack himself was a good athlete also. He was a basketball player also. We had a chance to play in this place not so long ago, and didn't do so well that day. We played the press. But, you know, it really is heartwarming to walk in here and see so many athletes, to see so many supporters of our athletes who are, you know, here today at the luncheon. And Jack is right. The reason why we started this was to be able to say to every one of our athletes and those who are leading and training our athletes that you are supported and we appreciate what you do. We have, first of all, some great coaches. I see Greg Fuller, who's over on the other side, who has done a fabulous job with H.D. Woodson. H.D. Woodson, can we hear for Coach Fuller? I'm afraid to even guess now how many consecutive Turkey Bowls the H.D. Woodson team has been to. And Greg, you've done a fantastic job of not only putting incredibly competitive teams on the field, but also raising young men who have gone on to you know, get scholarships in many instances and play at the next level. And I don't know how many athletes we have at H.D. Woodson, from H.D. Woodson, who now are playing at the next level, playing on Sunday in the National Football League. And of course, Coach Martin, who is the coach of Wilson High School. I just told Robert White, nice try on that Wilson High School story, right? But Wilson and Woodson now have the two finest programs in the District of Columbia. Many of you know I went to Dunbar High School and absolutely love Dunbar High School. And I watched our program take, each year we go one step further down. Didn't even make the playoffs this year. So hopefully that'll get better to be able to bring some competition to H.D. Woodson and to Wilson. So I just want to congratulate the athletes. I want to congratulate all of those who are here today and have really worked hard to be able to get our athletes to the place that they are. And wasn't that a great story to hear the academic accomplishments of our athletes earlier? You know, 3.6, 3.9, you know, those are phenomenal accomplishments. How about another big hand for those athletes who've done so well in the classroom? You know, the other thing that I want to mention that some of you all will know, especially who played before, who've been to the game before, the Turkey Bowl is like a homecoming. It is a phenomenal outpouring of people, right, Bob? It is a phenomenal outpouring of people. And I tell you, I heard a story the other day that you know, it turned out is not true. Somebody was suggesting that we weren't going to do the Turkey Bowl, we're just going to fold it into one game. Well, you know what? It's already folded into one game. It's already folded into a Thanksgiving Day homecoming at Eastern High School, where we have somewhere around 6,000 people or more who come out every year to see our athletes play and to see people they haven't seen for such a long time. So anybody that talks to you about redoing the Turkey Bowl, doing it differently, send them to me, and we'll meet them. We'll meet them in the alley, right, Bob? And we'll have a good conversation with them. But and we'll have them playing the end of the bench, tackling the. But no, this is an institution in the District of Columbia, ladies and gentlemen, something that we all look forward to. You know, we all have people who are on the field that we know that are playing, but we also have people in the stands who we played with, who we know, you know, and people who really look forward to coming out on Thanksgiving every year to be a part of a fantastic homecoming for the people of the District of Columbia. So, you know, since I'm going to be the council member of Ward 7, I better be careful saying, may the best teams win. I guess I better be a fan of Woodson High School, and I will be. I want to see a great game, and we will see a great game. So thank you all very much. Let's continue to do this every year. Let's make sure, Bob, we do the Turkey Bowl every year in perpetuity. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Gray. You know, Chancellor John Davis was correct. We're right back here again with Woodson and Wilson. And we want to take this time now to bring up our coaches and captains, beginning first with Wilson High School's head coach, Mark Martin, finishing with a 9-2 record this season. You know, one thing about my role is I get a chance to stand on the sideline and get the perfect view every Friday night of these teams when they play. And I must say that, you know, Coach Martin and his staff, they have put one of the most explosive offenses together over the last couple of years with the likes of Steve Williams at quarterback and Sean Savoy at receiver. I mean, just an absolute pleasure to watch, absolute pleasure to watch. You know, Steve, I understand ODU, Old Dominion University is you know, what you're leaning towards, and I understand why. They throw the ball about 100 times a game, and you'll fit right in there just fine. And with Sean and Virginia Tech, again, it's going to be a pleasure having an opportunity to watch you on Saturday afternoons playing for the Hokies. Defensively, led by Beasley and Markel Morrison, I'm sorry. They've been the staples of an always sound Wilson defense, and we were looking forward to Thursday's efforts and seeing that come to fruition on Thursday. All your efforts for the season. Mark Martin.
Good afternoon, everybody. First, I'd like to acknowledge Intern Chancellor Davis, all the DCPS officials, all the DCIAA officials, athletic office, the Turkey Bowl Committee, our sponsors, also Coach Horace Fleming, Coach Bob Hedden, Ms. Hester. I just want to acknowledge you guys. Again, it's an honor to play in this game. My kids have worked real hard. Again, we have to play a well-coached HD Woodson team. Matter of fact, 3-time DCIAA champion HD Woodson team. It's always going to be a challenge. They bring out the best in our players. And I also want to thank some people, because without these people, Wilson, we wouldn't be here. I'd like to thank our principal Kimberly Martin, my APs that are here, William Haith, Dr. Peggy Piegler, Tamara Clemens, also my outstanding trainer. I always say that's my second wife. I always joke with her because we've been around each other for 15 years. I also want to thank my family. They're not here, my wife and my son. My immediate family, who put up with me during the football season. Again, like I said, it's an honor to be here, to play in this game. I'm a DCPS. I graduated from Wilson. Man, it's just, we can't wait to play Thursday. My coaching staff, man, I feel I have an outstanding coaching staff. They put in the work. Man, we go home late. Sometimes we practicing on Saturdays. We just trying to do everything to make our team better. It was something that that Mr. Davis and Ms. Parente, everybody was talking about. And, you know, I talked to a couple of HD Woodson coaches, and what a lot of people don't realize is that on both sides of this room, we have, report cards just came out, guys, we have over 50 kids that have 3.0 GPAs and above. And I think that's an accomplishment right there. I think that's an accomplishment from for both schools. And I'm looking forward to a great game Sunday. I mean, I said Sunday like we playing the Redskins or something. Thursday. You know, may the best team win, and I hope the best team will be us. Thank you.
I'd like to bring up at this time team captain Stephen Williams.
How everybody doing? Good. Thank you. I don't need to bring that up. It's been a crazy 4 years playing varsity football at Woodson. Man, it's been the ups and downs, but we're getting through it with my team. From the injuries and defeats in these games, it taught me a lot about adversity. You can't get down because you still got life still goes on at the end of the day. I created a strong bond with my team, my coaches, Ms. Watson. Oh. Playing in this game is, I don't understand. Being a senior, can't play, it's crazy. But I still got to be there for my team. I'd like to thank everybody who hosts this event for us, because Lord knows y'all ain't got to do that for us. Lord knows. But I hope it be a real competitive game Thursday. And I hope we come out with the win. Win or lose, I still love my team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Steve. Well done. Again, an absolute pleasure to watch this season. Looking forward to big things as you move on. Greg Fuller, I mean, what can I say? Known Coach Fuller very long time. Had many battles with him as a former high school coach myself, and his fire hasn't ceased one bit on all the years that he's been on that sideline. You know, one thing about Coach Fuller's teams, they gradually get better week after week after week after week. But it was one thing this year I actually caught the first game of the season when they played St. Mary's Riken out of the WCAC. And they put a whipping on St. Mary's Riken out of the WCAC. And that was just such a great starting point for that team. And I said to myself, well, wait a minute. After a great non-league win like that, and I know what a Coach Fuller team does for them to continue to just get better. I was on the sideline with A.D. Bird and said, man, this is scary. This is scary. It's just game one, and you guys, you know, just look like you hadn't missed a beat since the Turkey Bowl. I watched that young O-line grow up. You know, you guys were just puppies last year. All right, and it showed. But that game, and you guys grew up and did some great things and opened great holes for Michael Salahuddin and Marcel Foster. Who wants to tackle those guys? You know, I mean, just you know. I guess you're right. I guess you're right. But just that's the right answer. That's the right answer. Absolutely. But just two punishing runners, and just very impressive men as well. And defensively, you know, what can you say about Jalen Twyman? I mean, everybody in the country wants this kid, and you know, he I think it was the blue when you scored your first touchdown. First interception and touchdown, correct? Did you score? Oh, you didn't score. You got down to like the 1 yard line, right? You gotta learn to reach the ball over, man. Just gotta, you know. But just an interception off a tip pass and gets tackled at about the 1 yard line or so, and just this phenomenal athlete for a man his size. But again, they've been a pleasure to watch and get better each week, and Coach Fuller, let me bring you on up to give us some great words.
Good afternoon, everybody. I appreciate everybody being tonight, from the Chancellor, council members, and AWASH, and everyone else that's here, and to both teams as well as my team. I'm going to get the thank yous out the way first, but I'd like to leave you with a bit of advice towards the end. I would like to thank my principal, Dr. Slade, for all of his support and confidence in this football team this past year. Mr. Slade, my principal, went through a lot of tragedy, and he still was there for us, and I appreciate him for that. My athletic administrator, Mr. Saunders, also to my athletic director, Mr. Thomas Berry, for all his support, to the administration, teachers, and support staff of DC Woodson, thank you for the department, and to the Department of Athletics. Mr. Foster, Ms. Parente, Mr. Foster, I appreciate you guys allowing us to do some things this past summer for both teams to benefit from. We are very grateful and appreciative of that. We hope we can continue that to help the football players become better athletes. Okay, Ms. Jennifer Riley, I'd like to thank my trainer for her dedication, diligence, hard work that she does and have done to keep the young men on the field. I am very grateful and appreciative to have you as our athletic trainer. And I also like to thank our student trainers too as well. I'd like to give thanks to Coach Bob Hitton. He laid the foundation. That's history right there. That is history, and I appreciate him for laying the foundation for a coach like me and Mr. Fleming, because without him and Coach Fleming, there'd be no me or Coach Mark. These gentlemen have paved the way, and I'm very grateful to have had that opportunity. I'd like to also thank the assistant coaches for HD Woodson for all the hard work they've done this past season. Thank you, gentlemen, because without you, there's no me. Without you, there's none of them. And also to Mr. Tony Awash for all he has done for the community, plural communities. He's done both for yours and ours. So thanks a lot, Mr. Awash. We hope that we can continue to be a part of you. It was an honor and a privilege to have had the opportunity to coach the young men of HD Woodson. I just want to say thank you so much, and I love you, gentlemen. And I appreciate all that you do. So keep doing and being a good young man. Young man first, student second, athlete third. Last but not least, some things I want to say about us, because I'm an educator first. I'm a coach second. You are still my kids, because I'm a DC public school educator. People often say that a person has not found himself. But the self is not something one finds. It is something one creates. Chancellor Davis talked about leaders. Leaders have two important characteristics. First, they're going somewhere. Second, they are able to persuade other people to go with them. The one who follows a crowd will never be followed by a crowd. The most valuable result of all education is the ability to make yourself do the thing you have to do when it has to be done, whether you like it or not. God gave us two ends to use, one to think with, the other to sit with. Success depends on which end you choose. Heads you win, tails you lose. Proverbs 23, verse 19 and 23. Listen, my son, and be wise, and keep your heart on the right path. Wisdom, discipline, and understanding. Good luck to Wilson, and good luck to HD Woodson. Let's have a good football game Thursday.
Thank you, Coach Fuller. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. At this time, I want to bring up one of HD Woodson's team captains, Charles Peeler.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Charles Peeler, and I'm currently a senior at HD Woodson Senior High School. I want to first say that it is a great honor to be here with each and every one of you today. Our hard work, perseverance, and dedication throughout the season has brought us here together. We should all feel grateful making it this far. To Mayor Bowser, Chancellor Davis, Ward 7 Councilwoman Alexander, the DCIAA, the DCSAA, and all athletic trainers. Thank you for all of you have done and continue doing for the District of Columbia public schools. Football inspires and impacts people and families across the nation. but it has personally impacted my life in so many different ways. First, gaining a relationship with my teammates who have now become my brothers. They will forever be a part of me and my life. We have a bond that can never be broken. Second, my coaches. They not only made us teammates, they not only made my teammates and not better at something that we love to do, but they made us better as young men on and off the field. They have taught us the value of dignity, honor, and self-respect. It is because of those traits that we are in a position again today. Third, this game of football has only provided me and have also provided me an opportunity to further my education and playing career at a college institution of my choice. Knowing that God blessed me with a talent and that I will be able to use that talent is a blessing. To my brothers, my last 4 years here is coming to an end, and I've been fortunate to be in and win 3 straight turkey bowls with you guys. But none of that will matter on Thursday. We have an opportunity to make this 2016 team DCIAA city champions. Losing our starting quarterback, Khalil Wright, to a season-ending injury, we had to overcome some adversity. Through it all, we are still standing strong, fighting and pushing together. We have one more game together to lay it all on the line to accomplish our goal of winning 4 straight championships. To Coach Fuller, you have played a huge role in my life over the last 4 years. You are a father figure that I never had. You taught us whatever we go through, you have to be a young man first, student second, and an athlete third. Where Coach Fuller was suspended during my 9th and 10th grade years, he could have folded and quit. But he stuck with us through everything, despite his personal battle of having this game he loved taken away. I commend him for that, and I take my hat off providing in that moment of adversity that he was about the things he preached to us, to never give up. We are a direct reflection of the endless hours you put in and making sure we are ready to play every game. We follow your lead, and we are ready to go to war with you one last time in the Turkey Bowl on Thursday. In closing, I also want to congratulate Woodson Tigers for making it to the Turkey Bowl again. I pray that both teams can play an injury-free game and give the city an exciting show on Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Our next speaker, both Coach Martin and Coach Fuller have already spoke about him, and Mr. Tony Wash. Mr. Wash, please come up. Mr. Wash has been an unbelievable sponsor for DCPS athletics, this particular luncheon, and the 47th annual Turkey Bowl. Mr. Wash understands the importance of investing in our youth and stands by that and lives by that. And we're very thankful to have him as a sponsor and on our side. Mr. Wash.
Well, it was something that was said earlier about friends and relationships that y'all are going to build in high school. And there's a couple of people in this room who are very instrumental in my consciousness, in my understanding. One of them is a sponsor who was a co-sponsor, is Scotty Irving, Blue Sky Construction. We've known each other since high school. And the other is Maurice Vaughn. We went to Dunbar together. I too, like Councilman Grey, alumnus of Dunbar High School. I'm a product of DC Public Schools. I grew up in Edgewood to a single mom. A lot of people don't know this. My mom knows it. I really couldn't read up until I got into about the 10th grade. I didn't know I had dyslexia, so I read words backwards. So I was scared to read. So I would do things like I would cut up so I knew the teacher wouldn't ask me to read. So this is for those who don't get the glory. This is for those players who come to practice every day knowing you ain't gonna get in the game. This is for that group, because I'm that group. I want to thank the coaches, because coaches played such a heavy, were so instrumental in my life because they were the dad that I didn't have. They were the leader that I wanted to be. And often you can learn so much about people by not listening to what they say, but watching what they do. And that's why the coach's job is so important. Because yeah, y'all teaching football, but you're also teaching these young men how to be men. They're gonna be men way longer than they're gonna be football players, trust me. And when you look at statistics, only 1.6% of players at a college level make it into the pros. That's 1.6. That means 98.4% are gonna do something else. I want to say I see the growth from last year, to this year. You know, when you travel around the country and you travel around the world, you realize how small DC is. We really are a small country town. That's really what we are. But when you look at the accomplishments that come from this small country town, it's amazing. It's amazing how many athletes we have in the NFL today. If you do your homework, Coach Thompson talked about it. We had a playoff series in the NBA, and every team had somebody from this area. That's remarkable. That's remarkable. The reason I do this is because y'all were me. I was a young man looking for hope. And people took time out to do something special for me with no strings attached. And that's the charge for every last one of y'all. That's what football is going to provide y'all with. It's going to provide y'all with how to be leaders. I want to say I watched Stevie. I watched you grow up, young man. I know how difficult it was for you to stand up here, not being able to play. Watch a lot of y'all since Pop Warner. I had the pleasure of coaching Khalil. And he's the same gentleman today that he was then. I watched a lot of y'all grow up. Watch Boogie, AKA Sean. And every day I step on that field to come out and just hang with you guys. Y'all notice I never talk to y'all about football. I talk to y'all about life. I talk to y'all about y'all attitudes. Y'all have an opportunity to build relationships. When y'all go to college, y'all have an opportunity to build relationships. Now, don't tear them down. This is where it starts. This is where the work starts. This is where teamwork starts. I want to thank everyone for this opportunity. I want to thank the council members who are here. I want to thank you, Mayor Grey, for your dedication to sports, for creating this event. I want to thank Coach Fuller for putting the staff together that understands what the real mission is. The real mission is about teaching you guys how to be men. I want to thank Coach Martin and the staff of coaches who I work with every day. I went to Dunbar. My son goes to Wilson. He played football at Wilson, played in the Turkey Bowl last year, tore his hip this year. Fortunate for him, he's got a 3.69 GPA, all thanks to the leadership from the coaches at Wilson. So I want to thank him for that. And I just want to close to say, coaches, you all have a tremendous responsibility, bigger than you can ever imagine, bigger than you can ever imagine. So the challenge for coaches is not what you say, it's what you do. One key to my success, a young man who couldn't read in 10th grade, was I always tried to treat people how I wanted to be treated. So at the end of the game on Thursday, somebody gonna win and somebody gonna lose. And it's an old saying, it's true. It ain't often how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you're gonna get back up. I wanna ask Scotty to come up and say something. Also, y'all have one of the sponsors, LGC, was a football player at HD Woodson. When I reached out to him and asked, in fact, I didn't even reach out to him. He started kicking my door down about helping sponsor this thing back in September. So, Scotty, could you come up, please? Appreciate it. Scotty played football too at Caddo, so I thought he would be a great.
Yeah. Some 30-some years ago, I had a chance to play football, basketball, and ran track at Cadoza High School. But I often, when I speak, tell people at 18, I never saw 52. And what I mean by that is, as young men, one day you too will be 50, 51, 52, 53 years old. And what you do in your life between now and then will help create the man that you are. Where you go between now and then will make our community successful. A lot of my friends, a lot of my good friends chose to go to jail. 3-time life sentences for some of my friends. Some of us chose to go to college, not by searching out a great education, but ducking the police. Because some of us figure out being out of town in Ohio at Central State University, being at Wilberforce University or Virginia State University was an alternative rather than the jumping out on you and locking you up. That's the reason I ended up in college, to duck the police. But I found the education and got a college degree in sociology. I came back to DC and started Blue Sky Construction. Today, I can honestly say we are a multi-million-dollar company doing multi-million-dollar things with multi-million-dollar ideas for our community. We refuse to integrate our community without our people. We refuse to build DC public schools without people that look like you and I. We refuse to build libraries without people that look like you and I. Our city, as Tony said, as we often talk about, is Mayberry with a Porsche engine. We have a $13 billion budget and a law that requires that 35% of that $13 billion is left with people that look like you and I. I'm in a construction industry that creates 4 to 5 million jobs a year. $2 million of those jobs go unfulfilled every year. We are digging low and high to find young students with PE degrees and still can't find enough of them. So opportunities await you. Vast opportunities await you. You can go to the NFL and play 4 years, or you can come with a PE degree and earn a lifetime of income that will equal that 4, 5, 6 years of that NFL player or that NBA player. And how do I know this? For 10 years, I served as a sports agent to Michael Smith, who played at Dunbar High School, worked for Alonzo Mourning, that played for the Miami Heat, who's now one of the vice presidents of the Miami Heat. I have seen dollars come in all shapes and all sizes, but it's you, the human being, that we need the most in our community. We have seen a CD student become president of this United States, not once, but twice. And we know what's coming our way. That means that we accelerate our growth. We just don't survive this next 4 years. We accelerate who we are to give back to our black colleges and our black universities. We help you all go to these universities and these colleges. As Coach Handy and I just said, there's no scholarships at black colleges anymore. So that means we must step up and fund black colleges so you and our kids and our daughters can go to these black schools. It is our time to continue to move forward and grow in this city and throughout this whole country. I want to thank you, Tony. I adore your friendship. I admire your friendship. And we've been knowing each other for 30-some years, brother. It's been a pleasure to stand beside you as we move forward.
Scotty and Tony, we definitely thank you. You know, it's amazing what football does. This was a football banquet that, in essence, we received a history lesson and quite a bit of education today. And it's amazing what football can do for us all. We're looking forward to Thursday. It's going to be a great matchup. Hopefully that rain holds off a little bit. But either way, I know you two will be ready to battle in the 47th Annual Turkey Bowl.